Would you survive a day on Mercury? The reality will surprise you. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, but close here does not mean habitable or even understandable in human terms. It is a world that does not protect, does not forgive, and does not negotiate. For centuries, it has been observed, but never conquered, because surviving there is not a matter of technology. It is a matter of limits. The idea of sending a human being to Mercury is not born out of necessity, but out of obsession. To understand the origin of the solar system, to study extreme radiation, to test the limits of human engineering, everything converges on a single question: what happens when a human being stops having an environment and starts having an enemy? Before reaching Mercury, you must stop being human. The body is subjected to extreme temperatures, total isolation, and variable pressure. Every training session does not seek adaptation. It seeks the elimination of the unnecessary. Only the essential survives. The suit is not protection. It is a closed ecosystem. Thermal layers, radiation shields, active cooling systems. Every component has a critical function, and yet everyone knows it is not designed to withstand Mercury. It is designed to delay it. The launch is not celebrated as a conquest, but observed as a calculated risk. Every second the spacecraft moves away from Earth is a step toward an environment where the concept of rescue does not exist. In space, sound disappears. There is no wind, no friction, no perceptible direction, only movement. And in that vacuum, the human mind begins to understand something uncomfortable. There is no up, no down, only distance. As the ship approaches, the planet reveals its true nature, a surface scarred by impacts, thermal cracks, and a metallic glare that reflects the sun mercilessly. There is no atmosphere to soften the arrival, only a progressive impact of reality. Orbiting Mercury is not stability. It is an unstable equilibrium. The sun's gravity dominates everything. Maintaining a trajectory requires constant adjustments. Here, even movement is a negotiation with forces that do not wait. The descent is the moment where theory ceases to exist. Every previous calculation becomes a hypothesis. Every system, a fragile promise. Contact with the surface is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of the problem. There is no sound upon landing, only internal vibration. The planet does not respond. It does not celebrate. It does not react. Mercury simply continues to be what it is, indifferent. Stepping out is the true act of decision. Beyond the metal, beyond the technology, waits an environment without mediation. The first step out of the ship is not exploration. It is exposure. From Mercury, the sun does not illuminate the world. It invades it. Its apparent size multiplies its presence until it becomes a constant threat. There are no soft sunrises, only direct exposure. There is no wind. There is no sound. There is no life. The silence on Mercury is not peace. It is a total absence of references. The human brain begins to search for stimuli where none exist. The instruments begin to register the impossible: extreme thermal variations, direct radiation, an unstable surface. Every piece of data confirms the same. This place was not designed for human presence. Between absolute light and extreme heat, regions of permanent darkness appear, places where the sun never reaches, where time seems to have stopped. But approaching them is not a simple choice. A minor system begins to fluctuate, nothing critical yet. But on Mercury, errors are not corrected. They accumulate. Every possible step involves a different risk. The heat destroys slowly. The shadow freezes without warning. There is no safe route, only different forms of danger. And then the unexpected happens. It is not the environment that changes. It is the system. A critical reading appears on the screen. The balance breaks, and the clock begins to tick. Only minutes have passed since landing, and the suit is already starting to fail. Mercury gives no time to adapt. Everything degrades from the start. The visor marks 12 minutes before total system failure. Here, time is not theory. It is a real countdown toward death. The heat does not hit all at once. It enters the system little by little. By the time the suit detects it, the damage is already underway. The body reacts only with a high pulse and rapid breathing. It is not fear, it is biology trying to survive. Without an atmosphere, the sun's radiation reaches the surface directly. There is no filter or real protection. The ship is far away, and the return is not simple. Every option implies direct risk. The astronaut begins to walk under extreme conditions. Every step increases the load on the suit. The sun dominates the entire sky without interruption. Here, it does not illuminate. It presses down constantly. The sun seems to stop and move backward in the sky. It is not an illusion. It is a real effect of Mercury's orbit. There is no sound because there is no atmosphere. Only breathing echoes inside the helmet. Entering the shadow drops the temperature immediately. The transition is abrupt and extreme. The suit shifts from intense heat to extreme cold in seconds. The system struggles to compensate. The cold hardens the equipment and movement becomes slower. The scanner detects ice beneath the surface. On Mercury, water can exist in real regions where sunlight never reaches. One side of the planet burns while the other freezes. There is no balance between the two extremes. The suit begins accumulating errors across multiple systems. It is not a single failure. It is progressive degradation. The ship remains far away, and every meter back costs more than the last. The cooling system starts failing. The visor becomes unstable. The suit no longer responds as it should. The critical moment does not come with an explosion. It arrives as a silent chain of small failures that suddenly become irreversible. On Mercury, nothing breaks instantly. Everything wears down until it reaches its limit. Human and machine now share the same fate. The body tries to regulate the impossible. The system tries to correct the irreparable. Both depend on a margin that is disappearing. Time does not stop. Every second lost is no longer recovery. It is distance from survival. The thermal system begins losing stability, not total failure, loss of precision. Mercury does not punish with violence. It punishes with persistence. Conditions never stop acting. Silence becomes more than the absence of sound. It becomes the absence of reference. Even thoughts begin to lose clarity. Returning is the first human instinct in danger, but the distance is no longer only physical. It is thermal, structural, and energetic. Mercury's terrain remains unstable, shaped by impacts and extreme thermal cycles. Every step is uncertain. Dust and fractured rock extend toward the horizon without movement, without change. The planet's rotation creates a strange effect. The day seems to stretch and move backward. Familiar ideas of time begin to feel unreliable. Communication with the ship becomes fragmented. Solar interference interrupts every signal. There comes a point where the mission is no longer about choices, but endurance. Movement becomes mechanical. There is no analysis anymore, only persistence. A visual failure reduces awareness of the environment. Information disappears, and without information there is no control. Survival is no longer planning. It becomes reaction through failing technology. Time no longer feels like measurement. It feels like pressure. For a moment, everything seems to stop, not because the danger has vanished, but because the system has reached its limit. On Mercury, survival is never permanent. It is only temporary negotiation. When the system stops responding, exploration and disappearance become the same thing. Would you survive a day on Mercury? Reality does not need to answer.